spoilers for season 1 of the Book of Boba Fett. So before we get into the nitty gritty of it all, there's a few things that I want to go over that I actually really enjoyed with this first season of the Book of Boba Fett. Things that we never really thought that we'd see in live action before. That being the introduction of Cad Bane, which some people are kind of bothered by his appearance. I honestly don't care. I think it's amazing that we get it at all. Another thing that I feel that way about is the fact that we actually get to see Ahsoka and Luke together finally. We get this awesome scene with Luke training Grogu, and it's very reminiscent of when Yoda trained Luke back on Dagobah. There's a lot of really cool stuff in here. Like, we get Boba Fett riding a Rancor, and we get Boba Fett training with Tusken Raiders. But I feel like that's not enough. So let's kind of get into what the big problem with this series was. As much as it pains me to say it, I think that the Book of Boba Fett was a little bit disappointing, at least compared to what we got with The Mandalorian, especially after the end of season 2. There was a pretty high expectation for this, and I feel like it didn't meet it. I think one of the problems that the series ran into was when they brought Din Djarin back in and him completely outshining Boba Fett. It's really disappointing to see because I know how much Boba Fett means to a lot of OG Star Wars fans. It's crazy to me that I wanted to see more of The Mandalorian than I did of Boba Fett in a show called The Book of Boba Fett. And I really loved the scenes that we got with him. I love that we got to see him and Ahsoka again, and we got to see Ahsoka and Luke actually together for the first time, and we get all these amazing scenes with him bringing a gift for Grogu. But this is all stuff that I would have rathered see in a Mandalorian season than in the Book of Boba Fett. The series just kind of felt a little bit all over the place with the inclusion of that. And one thing that I actually really did like was the fact that we got a live action version of Cad Bane, but he was completely underutilized. People who don't know who Cad Bane is didn't get to see the Cad Bane that everybody else who watched the Clone Wars series got to see. This is a guy that faced off against 2 Jedi and held his own, but we just kind of bring him into the series for an episode just to have him die at the end, which I honestly don't think he's dead. There's probably a good chance that he lived through that and he's going to come back, but still, I think that he could have been handled a lot better. And he could have served as the main antagonist for the whole first season. And we could have gotten a battle between Boba Fett and Cad Bane in the middle of the season and a really big battle at the end of the season. And honestly, I would have been fine with just like a 10-minute scene of those two guys just duking it out. But that's not what we got. Another little thing that I wanted to mention is the inclusion of the modders. I don't know of anybody who actually likes these characters. They just feel thrown in and that's that. Like, I don't even remember their names, to be honest. I really don't care. I just don't care about them. It's more annoying that they were there at all. And it just feels kind of weird, the relationship they have with Boba Fett. I don't even know how to put it into words. It's weird to see Boba Fett kind of like depending on people. Like it's just a weird. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel earned or needed. Chrysanthemum was really awesome. I loved having him in there. I thought he was a good addition, but the modders not so much. I think it's really disappointing to see an older Boba Fett that is seemingly much weaker, but is okay with it. Like, it just felt really weird, the line that he says to Cad Bane at the end, where Cad tells him that he's gotten soft in his old age, and he just replies with, "We all do." That doesn't feel in character. That doesn't feel like Boba Fett to me. Like, yeah, he's older, but that doesn't mean he needs to be weak or he needs to be soft. I mean, if anything, that just gives him more experience, or it makes him stronger and wiser. That just makes him more awesome. And I think they missed an opportunity there as well. Like, I really think that Cad Bane being the antagonist from episode 1 and those two constantly facing head to head, like maybe once in the beginning, once in the middle, once in the end, and just showing Boba Fett's progression to getting back to what he was at or further, I think would have been a much better idea than what we got. Overall, I did like the series. Even though I have this many problems with it, I actually am really excited for where Star Wars is going to go. There's a lot of cool things that got teased in this series, and I know there's a lot of cool things in the works. I'm really excited for the Kenobi series, but I'm hoping that this isn't a glimpse into the future of the Mandalorian. I really enjoy the Mandalorian series, and I think it's handled much better than the Book of Boba Fett. It really is a testament to these two characters that were introduced a couple of years ago. The fact that we can be 3 episodes into a Boba Fett series and be like, okay, it's a Boba Fett series. But the moment we see the Mandalorian and the moment we see Grogu, we just get excited. At least like that. At least that's how I felt. I was just so excited, and I wanted more. When I got to see Luke training with Grogu and all the references to Empire Strikes Back, it just made me so giddy and happy, and I just wanted to see more of that. And I was honestly let down when we went back to Boba Fett's story, and that made me feel bad. Like, I had a lot of high hopes for this show, and I hope that we get a season 2, and I hope that they can take his story further and handle it better and use the fan criticism as a positive instead of a negative and cancel it, because I don't think anybody wants to see that. And I really am excited for things that we get to see in the future. I want to see more Luke and Ahsoka together, and I want to see Cal Kestis brought into live action, and I want to see what else they can do with de-aging old characters or bringing in more things from Star Wars Legends. But anyway, that's just my thoughts on the series. Let me know if I missed anything, or if I misunderstood something, or if I'm just wrong. Anyway, that's really it. So, see ya.
Looking down, I see you below. When I get too close, the winds will blow. I keep on falling faster. I'm losing all that matters. Right now, you're all I'm after. I hope you're my next chapter. I hope you're my next chapter.